Hello everyone, wishing you a peaceful new day, full of energy, even though, yes I know, today's weather doesn't seem very pleasant. The air is chilly, sunshine only appears for brief moments, and showers seem to be taking turns visiting different regions. And not to waste your time, let's jump straight into the full weather picture, where everything is shifting hour by hour. The big picture, a sulky low-pressure system moving from west to east. In recent days, a very slow-moving low-pressure system has been drifting toward the west of the United Kingdom. And you might think, it's slow, so what's the big deal? It matters. Its sluggish movement makes clouds thicker, the air colder, and showers occur with more frequency than you'd like. As this low-pressure mass continues sliding eastward, Thursday morning is expected to be a time when clouds dominate and showers fall more often, especially in regions exposed toward the sea. On Thursday night, the wind softens, allowing fog to form, possibly dense, possibly widespread. As night comes, Atlantic air continues speeding in, bringing moisture and adding more scattered showers. In short, a truly damp, cold, and misty night. Early this morning, Scotland starts the day with heavy rain. If you're in western Scotland and stepped outside early this morning, there's a good chance you heard rain pounding on your jacket. This is a large band of rain that swept across Northern Ireland earlier and is now stretching along the western coast of Ireland and Scotland. Heavy rain at intervals, reduced visibility, stronger onshore winds. A fairly soaked start to the day for this region. The east. Clearer skies, chilliness, and a touch of frost. Further east, the sky opens with bright early morning spells, but with that brightness comes a slight, crisp chill. Some places even have patches of thin frost on car surfaces or grass edges. However, once the sun rises, this whole area will brighten up noticeably. But don't get excited too soon. Showers along the south and southeast coast of England are also starting to appear. Light but persistent raindrops, occasionally pushed harder by gusts, can make it feel like the rain is heavier than it actually is. Cornwall, Devon, Somerset, these regions are receiving scattered showers, drifting in with moving cloud clusters from the sea. Midday, sun for England and Wales, more rain for Scotland. As we move into midday, the situation splits. Scotland in the west. Showers continue in succession, sometimes forming longer, heavier bursts. Winds pick up, especially in high areas and coastal zones. England and Wales. Good news. Much of England and Wales will see sunshine with unexpectedly clear skies. Morning showers fade away, leaving bright and dry conditions, perfect for a few golden hours of outdoor activity. Northern Ireland. After a relatively stable morning, clouds return in the afternoon. Another rain band is preparing to arrive as the low pressure deepens. Temperatures today? Average range 7 to 11 degrees Celsius. Though it's not warm and sunny, today's temperatures are quite typical. Lowest 7 degrees Celsius. Highest 11 degrees Celsius. This is manageable. Just a moderately warm jacket will do. Tonight, Northern Ireland gets early rain. England and Wales see scattered showers. When night falls, Northern Ireland will receive the first patches of rain. Wales will continue to see small clusters of showers. The southern coast of England gets scattered rain, sometimes extending into East Anglia. The Isle of Man isn't calm either. Light showers from northwest Wales may drift into this region. Especially, stronger winds approach northern and western Scotland, forming heavier rain bands as cold Atlantic air continues pushing inland. Early Thursday, heavy rain, strong winds moving from west to east. This period is the highlight of the next 24 hours. Rain may become heavy by Wednesday evening. Continue through the night. Move from west, east. Strong winds, with some areas seeing higher than normal gusts. Be prepared. A few hours of bad weather, slippery roads, and reduced visibility. As dawn approaches, the rain band will reach northern England. The Midlands, parts of the eastern coastal counties, southeast England, and East Anglia will be affected later than the others. If you have to leave early Thursday morning, you will most likely get wet, especially in the eastern counties. Showers will increase in intensity, hit coastal areas more frequently, and by the afternoon, they'll start spreading inland. The northwest will still have scattered showers, sometimes with strong gusts. A rare bright interval. Between showers, the sky may reveal brief sunshine. Temperature, 7 to 9 degrees. Friday, fog, light rain in the west, brighter in the east. Forecast for Friday. Early morning, beware of thick fog, especially where winds are light. Chilly temperatures, lots of cloud, with occasional light rain, mainly in the west. The east gets luckier with brighter spells. Not the worst day, but certainly a day requiring patience for early commuters. And yes, December has officially knocked on the door, which means Christmas lights are starting to glow across every street. The meteorological winter has also just begun, but the biggest question many of you have sent in: will it snow? Will it get freezing cold? Will there be any deep cold events in the first half of the month? Today we'll go through all the meteorological models to find the answer. Start of December. Low pressure dominates. Atlantic winds surging in Mithrin. Right from the first days, the weather charts show a rather aggressive low-pressure system sitting just west-northwest of the UK. Following it is a chain of disturbances rolling in from the Atlantic like an endless river of clouds. Running the simulation sequence, you can clearly see showers continuously moving in from the west, interspersed with longer-lasting rain bands, strong winds highlighted by tightly packed isobars. Conclusion: the weather in the first weekend, and in fact the whole first week, will continue to swing back and forth, unpredictable and full of atmospheric instability. There is even a chance of very strong winds during the first weekend, although it's still a bit early for precise details. And what about snow? Don't expect too much! With the airflow coming from the west, a typically mild Atlantic pattern, this means upper-level air is warmer than average. The jet stream doesn't drag cold air far enough south. On the 850 horse-PA temperature map, the area above the UK only shows a little light blue, with most of it being green-yellow. In short, no signal of deep cold during the first week. If snow appears, it will be limited to the high mountains of Scotland and the uplands of northern England. Analysis based on the UKV model. Wednesday temperatures near average, 10 to 11 degrees Celsius in the south, colder in northern England. Showers in the west. Atlantic rain continues pushing into Northern Ireland and western England. Thursday, rain shifting gradually eastward. A bit of snow on the high mountains of Scotland. Temperatures mostly unchanged, slightly lower due to thick cloud. Friday, a temporary bright spell, but it won't last. A large band of rain will surge in from the southwest. In Wales, Cornwall, Devon, there may be hail or light snow before the main rain arrives. Temperatures, the north turns chilly. The southwest remains fairly warm at 12-13 degrees Celsius. Weekend, rain spreads, sun breaks in, mild air returns. Saturday, rain spreads further north. Snow on high ground remains but weakens. Central and southern regions rise to 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. Scotland remains colder but not harshly cold. Sunday and Monday, based on the global GFS model, mild overall. The south and southeast rise to 12 to 13 degrees Celsius. Showers mixed with sunshine, still unsettled. Low risk of frost. Early morning temperatures. Frost only in local areas. Friday morning, northern England, northern Ireland, and the west drop below 0 degrees Celsius. Southeast 3 to 5 degrees Celsius higher. By Saturday, the entire south warms up to 8 to 10 degrees Celsius. The north stays colder. Scotland may see frost in valleys. General trend for the first week. Nights gradually get warmer thanks to strengthening Atlantic airflow. The wind zone. Every model agrees. Strong winds, wind models. UKV, MOS, GFS, all warn. Western coastal areas may see 60-70 miles per hour gusts on Friday. Cardiff up to 80 kilometers per hour. Newcastle at times exceeding 80 kilometers per hour. The closer to the low pressure center, the stronger the winds. The farther east you go, winds weaken but still remain notable. Rainfall, western England and Wales will be soaked. ECMWF and GFS 5-10-day models show western England, NW England, Wales 100 mm plus in just 10 days. These are regions that recently experienced flooding, so the risk of repeat events is real. The 10-day accumulation maps show widespread yellow, orange, red, especially over Atlantic-facing terrain. Model comparison. All agree on instability. GFS, low pressure to the west, unsettled weather. CMS also sees a small tricky low approaching midweek. Icon. Strong westerlies, moist flow. E, a potentially hazardous low just southwest of the UK. Meteo UK, global model. Southwest flow rising over the UK, mild and wet. Common conclusion across all models. The first week is completely Atlantic driven. No cold spell, no widespread snow. Second week, trends and probabilities. Now let's move into the 7 to 16 day window. Note, this is only trend-based, not detailed forecasting. London, GFS 16-day ensemble, 850 host-PA, temperatures above average, mild trend. Lots of precipitation spikes, prolonged wet weather. Daytime highs, 11 to 15 degrees at first, then gradually falling to 6 to 10 degrees Celsius. Nights mostly above 6 degrees, very rare frost. Manchester temperatures 1 to 3 degrees lower than London. Still mild overall. Heavy rainfall throughout both weeks. Glasgow closer to average. Nights have frost risk, with many ensemble members dropping below 0 degrees Celsius. High ground snow risk remains. Week 2 rainfall. West still wettest ECM probability. Western England and Wales, 60 to 80% chance of 5 mm rain in a 3-day window. In the latter half of week 2, colors fade, a sign of potentially drier conditions, though uncertain. Pressure and airflow at the end of week 2, GFS and European ensemble. Low pressure between Scotland, Iceland. Westerly or southwesterly flow dominates. No sign of true winter. In summary, a start to winter that is quite non-textbook. The sled is still lying quietly in the attic, and it looks like it will stay there for at least another 2 weeks.